There is a distinct friction when a metal nib meets coarse paper. The ink pools in the fibers, creating a permanent record of human motion. This is the logo for Subah, a Hindi word that translates to morning. It was a literary magazine produced in the early 1990s by editor Anilchandra Thakur, created to connect the village of Sameli to larger intellectual debates. Because every page was written manually, the publication carries the physical details of its production, the slight variations in spacing, the occasional crossed-out word, and shifting pen pressure. Each issue remains a physical record of the editor's presence, where the drying of ink on the page preserves a specific moment in time. This first formal edition from January 1994 features the editor's column, Meri Baat, Aapki Baat, My Words, Your Words. Scanning the text, Thakur discusses sankalp, a Sanskrit term for unwavering resolve, arguing this determination is the essential fuel to realize a vision. Those early months were driven by optimism. The editor and his contributors gathered essays, stories, and debates, establishing a literary platform within the village. Yet producing a handmade magazine is exhausting labor. The publication's continued existence relied entirely on Thakur's individual willpower to keep writing, page after page, month after month. Thakur viewed himself as a curator, seeking to bring serious literary weight to the everyday struggles and values of rural citizens. This page contains a story about a character named Hakim Sahab. The dense handwritten text details his observations of village life, focusing on the realities of rural poverty and the systemic exploitation of local laborers. This formatted section captures a debate on post-colonial language dynamics. It outlines the friction between the wealthy English-language press and the regional Deshi, or local language, media. Here, we see the heading Buli Bisri Yadain, which translates to Forgotten Memories. The text below recounts the folk theater and cultural traditions of Sameli village from 50 years prior. By documenting these varied perspectives, the magazine evolved from a local village project into a preserved collection of regional history. By the summer of 1994, the physical toll became apparent. In this July editorial, Thakur discusses his recent job transfer and the financial anxieties threatening the magazine's survival. A month later, this August text reveals a shift in his mindset. He uses the word tapasya, a term for intense spiritual penance, to describe the punishing labor of his literary work. Despite the threat of bankruptcy and exhaustion, the magazine fostered a small community. As seen in this photograph of Thakur alongside his mentor Jaidev Thakur, the project turned Sameli into a space for intellectual collaboration. The publication's survival represents a successful effort to maintain creative work in the face of mounting logistical and financial pressures. Today, these bounded issues serve a different purpose. They have transitioned from a monthly periodical into a living historical archive, cemented by the permanence of handwritten ink. This is the column from the very first introductory issue, from November 1993. On the right side of the page, Thakur makes his foundational vow. The magazine will remain handwritten, specifically to decorate the minds of its readers. In an era of disposable digital text, these pages offer a striking counter-narrative. They illustrate the effort required to manually cultivate and share intellectual culture. Looking at this emblem, it is clear that to write by hand is to leave a physical piece of oneself on the page. The surviving issues of Subah stand as a record of human memory.